going on YouTube? This is Andrew back with a brand new video, and as you see here, I finally have a brand new belt. What we have here is a custom-made World Heavyweight Championship belt. This was made by Belt Fan Dan on Belt Talk on Facebook, as you know. And this design was actually done by, I believe, Troy Lowe of Troy Lowe Designs. Dan has a license agreement to do any of Troy's designs. So pretty much how I got to get this belt is I won a raffle on the Belt Mafia Facebook page, which Dan was running, which was for any 3-plate custom belt in nickel. But when I originally saw this belt posted by Dan back in December, it was a tag team belt for a promotion in California, and I instantly fell in love with the design. So I pretty much knew if I'd won what I wanted to do, and you know, tag team wouldn't have made sense, so I changed it to heavyweight, made a couple of tweaks. The original was on a red strap. I just wanted to plain old black one. Changed up a couple of the flags. The eagle on the main plate had the promotions logo where the United States flag is, so I switched that around. And I'm really pleased how this came out. It's really nice. The eagle is stacked, it pops, it's got the texturing on it. I saw Dan actually did another one for another customer who tweaked a little bit where he made it actually dual plated, and that really looks nice too. So maybe I should have paid a little extra to upgrade it to do that, but I'm very satisfied with how this one came out. So gonna go over as usual, the details of the plates, the leather work, and wrap things up at the end. Try and make this as quick as possible, but you guys, if you watch my videos before, you know how long they can go sometimes. So let's get the belt off the stand and we'll start getting to it. Alright, so let's check out the plates. I do apologize if the sun keeps going in and out. It's unfortunately that kind of day. But actually with the clouds, I think this will allow me to give a little bit better detail instead of the bright sunlight bouncing off the camera and causing the glare. So there's a quick little backstory on this design. Well, not really backstory, but the belt kind of reminds me of the 70s WWF style belt that Billy Graham, Bob Backlund had. I believe Pedro Morales had a different variation of it as well. I'll throw some pictures in there just to kind of give you an idea. Those were completely different style belts. They were like casted. They weren't, acid edged or anything like that. So it's a little different. The Pedro Morales one actually had the nickel-looking eagle instead of the all gold. I actually found that out yesterday when I was searching on Dave Milliken's website. So I'll throw some pictures in from his page just as a reference for you guys. So yeah, let me start off with the main plate. So, as you see, it does say World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. See the globe. It's an interesting globe. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of, but it's not coming to me. If you kind of have an idea what I'm talking about, leave a comment down in the description. I don't know if you have the same idea as I am, but I'm thinking of something 90s, like something on TV. I think for some reason the spinning circles around the globe. I'm thinking maybe it's like something science, but whatever. You can see border going around the main plate. Kind of reminds me of, I would say UFC maybe. It's like cage for whatever reason. You can see the Swarovski crystals. Nice little sparkle off of that. The belt that Dan did originally, which was a tag belt, like I said in the intro. These actually had all clear stones. I decided to go with the one red one, just for a little contrast. You can see the stacked eagle. So this is its own relief plate. I'll show you there. So it's additional 4mm thick. Again, the original belt Dan did, which really was originally done by Troy. Dan redid it as the company needed a new belt. I guess the other one got damaged. Eagle's not painted. I just kind of decided myself that I'm going to paint it. So I'm actually going to be heading out after I shoot this video because it's Sunday and it's early, so once the stores open up, I'm going to go ahead and buy some black paint and get to work on it. I think it's going to pop a little bit better, especially where I have this displayed in my bedroom. It's not always it's dim. It's not very bright at times, so I think the black will help the details pop, you know, a little bit better, at least in the lighting conditions that I'm in. So I'll include pictures, you know, with the rest of the gallery that I've taken already, and I'll probably throw in a little bonus at the end of this video just to show that my work after I did it. You guys can see it before and after of how it came out. So yeah, that's the main plate. It is small. I expect it to be small, but it reminds me of like Intercontinental title small, like oval IC, not the Reggie one. Move over to the 2 side plates. This is a 5-plate belt. I did customize this just a little bit. Actually, I'll go back to the nameplate real quick. So this did, instead of the United States flag, it did have a United logo. United is the championship wrestling from Hollywood, I guess, brand, so to speak. So that logo was there, and it went all the way to the bottom. So went with just the American flag. Had to put it somewhere, and with the tweaks I made with the other side plates, I had to put it there. And it makes sense, you know, with the eagle, considering like freedom and all that jazz. So anyway, back to the side plates. You see they pretty much follow the same design as the main plate. So I went with the text underneath the flags, kind of like the Andre and the Hogan belts that Reggie did. I figured it makes more sense to me. So I went with that. As I see, Australia, there's Canada, see the UK, and Russia. These do kind of have the octagon look again. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it kind of feels that way as far as like that UFC style cage on the outside, which is pretty cool. You see over on this side, you have Japan and Germany. And then this is where I customize it. I kind of went with my heritage. So my dad's side is Polish, we're also Hungarian, but I didn't really know about that part very well. I just thought it was part of it was our last name and not really much of anything else. So I found that out after the fact, so I didn't include that. And then my mom's side is from Croatia, so I put that on there as well, which I think is pretty cool. And you see that one's a little bit more of a detailed, with the, you know, on the middle part of the flag with a little logo, which I didn't realize until after I looked the flag up. That's really nice. Dan did a good job with this belt overall, as far as, you know, painting it, stones, leather work. I'm very pleased with it. Can't go wrong with a belt from him. I know a lot of people like to, you know, crap on him for no real good reason, just because of his, you know, opinion and views on the hobby and things like that. But he definitely knows what he's doing. He's very knowledgeable, and you know, you want a custom belt, he's definitely someone you can go to. A lot of the designs that Troy did were really nice. They're really unique. He did do the Ring of Honor belts back in 2010 to 2012. Those designs are available too if you are interested in something like that. I actually have one of their tag belts on order with Squared Circle belts, who's they're unfortunately not out of business, but I did get my order in before they decided to fold up, so that's coming soon. But if you want, if you're interested in those designs, Hazard F5 has the world title. Dan can do both of those for you, or the TV belt. So I'll include Dan's Facebook page. He has one specific for his leather work and belts he's done, so you can check that out. Alright, I'm going to pause the video just for a second. Just going to wait for the lighting to change, and then I'll get into the leather work, and then we'll wrap things up. Alright, so I figure we'll start from the female side. As you can see Dan's stamp. I'm going to try and zoom in without the shadows getting in the way too much, and you can see. So it does have his, leather by Dan, Belt Talks website, and his email address. Alright, we'll start off with the female side. These are 2x5 female snaps with a little bit of, I guess, a hybrid kind of snap box. I originally asked for just standard Midwest style, but what Dan actually did was the Midwest shell all the way around as a border, kind of overlapping itself, and then the J-Mar style in the middle. So I think that's actually pretty cool, even though it's not what I originally asked for, but it's a nice little hybrid. Don't see anybody really do that, and I think that's pretty cool. So I do like it. No complaints with that. see the empty beveled area. And then I asked for, I think, the original, the tag belt version for California. I think that had the Midwest Shell tooling around it also. I want to stick with that. So you can see that goes all the way around. You can see the nice beveled areas. Dan did a very good job with the tooling. It's very straight. It's just the right, the borders are just the right thickness. They're not too thin, they're not too thick. Overall, he's done a very good job. If you've seen his leather work, I mean, he's always claimed he's nothing special. He's not the best. And he'll actually refer people to others before taking orders himself. And compared to 3 years ago when I got my first re-leather from him, he's improved. Especially, I haven't had one from him since, but I've seen other pictures that he's posted, and he's only gotten better in the 3 years since. And if you need a belt done, you're not going to be disappointed by the end product, no matter what. You can see the other beveled area. It's smaller. This is kind of like Reggie IC-esque as far as the spacings and stuff like that. And then you can see the 2x8 female snaps. And again, the same style snap box, which again came out very nice. It's very detailed, so you can hear that. I kind of, even with the Januar belts, I prefer the stamp kind of deal that he did, but a lot of work goes into this style that's done by hand, and you can see the work goes into it and how nice it is. See that bevel tip there. This was originally going to be, I think, 2x7, because Dan didn't have a long enough piece of leather, and more than likely he got a new order in, so went back to the original 2x8 like we were going to do. I would have preferred probably the 2x7 just because the strap would have been a couple inches shorter and it would actually fit me unless I wear a little bit more bulky clothing. But again, this is really more of a display piece than anything. I mean, especially with these real belts, as much as I do like to touch them and probably wear them, they're just too nice to be always handling sometimes. So I prefer to just leave them, let them sit on display, keep them clean, and just enjoy them that way. So that's pretty much an overview of the leather. I'm just gonna get this propped up back on the stand, and then we'll just we'll wrap things up. So we'll be right back. All right, that's pretty much gonna do it. This was a pretty quick overview of my custom World Heavyweight Championship belt done by Belt Fan Dan of BeltTalk.com and Leather by Dan on Facebook. I'm probably gonna again splice in some photos here and there of other pictures I've taken. Also gonna give a couple of reference shots from Dave Milliken's website of the original cast style that this belt is pretty much based off of. And then I'm also gonna splice in an extra part at the end of this just of me showing the eagle after I paint it. Only because I gotta wait a couple more hours to go to the store and buy the paint, and I don't think the sun's gonna be out as well as it is right now. So that might be shot either tomorrow or indoors later tonight. But we'll see how that goes once it dries. So again, awesome belt, very happy with it. I'm so glad that I did win the raffle so I can get this made, because as I was saying to other people on Facebook, if I hadn't won, I was going to shell out the $1,500 or so to have this made because I liked it that much. So definitely worth it in my opinion. I'm never really thought of doing custom belts before, only because I tend to not hang on to things very long, even though I'd like to. So the thought of doing something custom didn't always appeal to me, but I guess with the amount I actually did pay for this, even though I did win a raffle, I did pay a little bit to upgrade this to be all gold and the 5 plates and the stacked eagle. So I did still put out a little bit of money for it, not too much. So, but to me, it was well worth it. As far as more belts on this channel, I got the Ring of Honor, the tag belt that I was mentioning before, with the AOH logo from Squared Circle Belts. Got that coming, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 months. My big gold's still being worked on. Some of you have seen the progress pics on that. We're just waiting for the texturing and the plating to be done before we can get to leather. So that should hopefully be, again, 2 to 3 more months if we're lucky. And I got my Restone spinner. That's coming back from leather hopefully by the and then end of this month, maybe beginning of June, from Mrs. B. So that's probably gonna be the next video, because that's gonna be as soon as that's we're gonna have something completed. Yeah, I got my penny tag. You've seen the video on that from last summer. That's for sale. So if you're interested, you can message me either here on YouTube, or you can hit me up on Facebook groups. You know where to find me. All links will be down in the description for the Belt Mafia Facebook page. We got another raffle going on with Dan for a JMOR belt, a old school Winged Eagle, one of his first etched belts. So it's not pretty, but it's, I guess, a piece of history, you can say. It's rare. I don't know if there's any other ones out there. I don't remember Dan mentioning it, but check that out. We're a great group for buy, selling, and trading, just discussing belts in general. There's a lot of really cool people on there. Shout out to all of my fellow admins. And again, check out belttalk.com. That's the place to go for pretty much anything wrestling belt related. Without that site, I wouldn't have any of this right now. So I really appreciate everything Dan does, and major props again to him for offering this raffle. So to have the option of having pretty much a belt you want made. Yeah. So again, subscribe to the channel for more content. Definitely a lot of good stuff coming soon. Like this video, comment if you have any questions. Message me. I gladly answer pretty much everything that comes out. And yeah, again, thanks for watching, and have a great day.